Okay. So I figure by this time, most people know that letters and numbers are energy, right? So I'll simply share with all of you, for those that are led to watch what it is I'm sharing with all of you, what I was experiencing in my childhood, because you realize that alpha numerical formatting for mate is matter state plus, which obviously means what you experience in color codes, okay? What you're experiencing holographically as you're processing all those codes, which becomes a reality stream. So I throw a lot of questions out there simply because I ask a lot of questions, as I did when I was a child, because I had one metric. There's only one metric in the entire universe of all creation. Okay. And either you know it or you don't. And that was the purpose of the movie Knowing. Knowing is knowing the truth. You either know it or you don't. Okay. Otherwise, you're living in a lie. Fear is the lie. I figured that even if you use the intelligence side of logic, like a log scale distribution water column table, that if you measured it in vibration as 100, that's low frequency. That's a low vibration. That's 100. So if you're in fear 100, one of what love is, which is 15D, then you're living in a lie. That's not sane. Something's wrong with that mind. That's why the CIA was doing so much investigative stuff on what was driving these people to go insane, which is targeting the endocrine system using artificial light that had fractured as a result of soul trauma, and the relationship that it has with peyote and mama's triads, alkaloids, tryptamines, peyote. So yeah, of course, I took a lot of triad stuff when I was a child. Alkaloids, analgesics, right? Opium, painkillers. All you got to do is look at why meth, like metadata, methadata, methadone, NE, which is an AI drug. Okay. What does it do over time? I could tell you what it did to me as a result of injuries I sustained with a magnetic compression fracture, fractal light, right, in my lumbar spine, right? So they don't want to keep you hooked on having to accelerate more and more of that drug in order to experience less pain over duration of the exposure of the signals that are sending it to you. So there's a relationship with artificial intelligence for you to continue to experiencing pain, because then it can keep experiencing the pain that you're experiencing in order to drain the energy out of your battery, upon which over time you're losing density, which simply means that, yeah, and you can measure that in bone density, B1 density, which is why it takes so long for bones, B1S, spiral spirit waves, to break down and decay into stardust, starseed data. Data and Star Trek. So yeah, the numbers don't lie. Of course they don't. So it's in their self-interest to fracture more souls in order to experience what the extension of what they can use artificial intelligence, which is the integration of that energy, because it's speeding, running number functions that are going in the other direction. instead of having a future that is experiencing what love is. So now you can actually measure the resistance or the tension like a rubber band before that rubber band snaps. Like in snap, S-N-A-P. Food stamps, EBT, snap, EBT. Extra biological technology. Yeah, so now we're into food density networks through fractured artificial light as a result of fractures to souls. So if you become aware that the rate of acceleration in numbers based on time, space, that fractures are being lost off of souls is equivalent of the vampire chasing the artist. Mapping the speed differential, which is torque between a converter and an inverter, and the tension between the two. So you begin to realize the relationship that light has with dark energy, and knowing the difference between the two. In your state of being, spiritual being, which is your state of consciousness. So the higher the speed, the more that you're burning off corrupted codes that have been put in there or removed in order to do what? Reduce your bandwidth to slow your speed down. Ooh. Graphing it on a strip like mobile strips, like an automobile strip, drag strips, D-wave strips. Remember in the olden days with telegraph? Oh, go telegraph the graph of the telephone, the phone number directory. Dial 0 and you get my station, which is a magnetic zero power station, which is flower power, baby. Yeah, that's the seed. And the grower joined as one that goes on forever, gifting you all the essence of flowers. Yeah, the flower essence of a spirit that consumes the one. Yeah. Have a great day.